Well, good morning, RB here. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Got a field service call this morning to where we're going to be working on a John Deere 670 garden tractor, compact tractor. Um, and here we are. So let me show you what it's doing and we'll get busy. Okay, so we got the whiteboard out here. So it is a John Deere 670, has 167 hours on it. And the customer's reporting it's got hydraulic issues. Hydraulics aren't wanting to work. He's added fluid, and then the steering's also not working. So I suspect that maybe there's a screen inside that's plugged, or maybe the fluid's contaminated. He did do a service on it. It's probably been a couple years, so it definitely probably needs a filter as well. So we're gonna go ahead and assess it and see what we gotta do here. So let me show you what we got going on here. So I love where it's parked under this beautiful willow tree, nice and shady. So this is what we're working on. Great little tractor. And we'll kind of step through it here. First thing I want to do is I'll show you guys the fluid that's in it. Okay, so I'll pull the dipstick. So I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the fluid is high on the dipstick, and when we put a droplet, you can see that it's definitely got some water in it, and the fluid is kind of separated as well. So it definitely needs to be changed out, and that's what we're going to do today. So throw that dipstick back in there. Okay, and then on this particular model, it's pretty nice how it works. So we got the filter right here, so that's easy to get to. And then up underneath here, okay, so this is the main fluid line, and right in this chamber here is a filter, a screen, and I suspect that that screen probably hasn't been maintained, and so it's probably all gumped up and plugged up, and so it just can't get the flow through the system. So that's the issues that he's having. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to pull that screen out and take a look at it, get it cleaned. It definitely isn't going to hurt nothing to do that. We'll drain the fluid, and yeah, we should be there. So not too bad. Great place to work. Let's get busy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and begin here. So let's go get some fluid drained. I'm more concerned it's going to squirt out sideways really strong. Let's see what it does here. That's not too bad. Okay. Little milky. Alright, we'll let that drain, and I'm going to go ahead and work on getting the I think it's the brake lever out of the way, so we can get the tube off and be able to pull the filter out. Okay guys, get your caught back up. So we got this linkage undone, and it was just a cotter pin that was holding it up there. So it's out of our way. So the next thing is this right here. We need to remove this pipe, and I believe it's a 10-inch or a 10mm wrench to undo the clamps. So I've undone them. I put them in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and break the joints, get a pan underneath here, because I imagine oil is going to start flowing out of this one. So we'll get the oil drained out of here. Then we're going to have to move this plate here, as well as I believe the one on the other side, so we can push the screen through. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Okay. I don't know if we'll be able to share a pan. Let me just grab another pan here. not a whole lot in that one either. Okay. Okay, we got it knocked loose now. Alright, there's that. There's an O-ring inside of here. Go ahead and keep that for now. We may go ahead and replace that. See, we got a little bit more flow now. So what that tells me is that the screen is definitely plugged up. So, yeah. Filler in there. I'm going to have to remove the cap off the other side. So let me reposition here, and we'll go ahead and get that cap removed. Oh yeah. Come on, baby. Don't overflow. There we go. Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do is do a little dance here, get another pan, so that way I can get these dumped into a container, and we're going to make a little bit of a mess. Okay, to get you caught up, sorry about that, I had to quickly get rid of oil, so I had another pan available. This thing's supposed to hold 2.9 gallons oil, and filled both these pans. So, and I haven't even pulled the oil filter yet. Go figure. So, that's coming up real close. That's this. So I got my little operations here, and kind of funny. So, had a hose spring a leak last night. Look at right where it sprung a leak, right where I'm working on this thing. So I'm getting a little wet, but hey, can't always be perfect. So yeah, so got lots of fluid in it. It's definitely contaminated. So screen's definitely plugged. As soon as I undid that other side, the flow just started coming. So we're gonna have to fix that for sure. We'll get that screen out next. I want to get it out so if I have to soak it, I'm gonna soak it, and then we'll go ahead and get the filter off. All right, the moment of truth. Let's take a look at the screen. Oh wow, look at that. Jeez, can I get that screen out the other side? Nope, it's gonna have to come out this side. So I'm gonna have to move this linkage next to get the screen out. The other model I worked on, the screen came out the other side. So this is a little backwards, but we'll make it work. So I'm just gonna let this drain. I'll get this linkage out. We'll get that screen out. We'll take a look at it on the table. All right, guys, screen is out. What do you think? Could that be why this thing wasn't working? It's pretty bad. So we'll go ahead and get this cleaned up. I brought some solvent along and then some brake parts cleaner. We're gonna get this screen looking like new again, and I think we'll be in good shape. Alright guys, so got the screen cleaned. Yeah, it came out pretty good. So these are replaceable items, however they are very expensive. For some reason I think I found one for $180, and then from John Deere it was like $235, and they didn't even have any in stock at my local dealerships, so they would have had to ship it to me. So I figured, well, I'll go ahead and clean it. So, and it cleaned up good. You know, I think we're in good shape. What we're going to want to do anyways with this machine, excuse me, is probably run it for about 100 hours and then do another flush on it. So obviously it had some contamination in there. I want to make sure that we replace the O-ring on the fuel plug. That would be the point of entry for water. So very nasty, but we got her. So I'm going to clean up underneath and get our other parts out and assess them, and we should be about ready to reassemble this thing. First things first, let's go ahead and pull that other filter off. All right. Oh, milky too. Alright guys, so we've removed nearly 5 gallons of stuff out of this tractor. I've got all the parts that we took off up here. So that's that first one that we undid. This is the second one. This is the filter side, and this is just the drain plug side. And actually on the filter side is the drain plug. So the keeper, the pins for the connecting rods, and then the bolts. So I'm going to clean these up and inspect the O-rings, and then we should be ready to go ahead and put the filter back in and put the caps on, get that all sealed back up, put the connecting rods on, and yeah, we should be ready to go ahead and put a filter on and put fluid in it. Alright, so I went ahead and replaced the O-rings. The bigger one here felt a little bit flat to me. And being that that's the side that the filter comes out whenever it's cleaned, I went ahead and put a new O-ring on there, as well as the other side. I had one, go ahead and do it. You know, just don't know the age. So history of this tractor, from what I'm understanding, is they've owned it for around 25 years, maybe 30 years, and so, you know, it's time to do a little work to it here. It's been a great tractor for them. These little John Deeres are really neat little machines. Alright guys, we got the underneath all buttoned back up. We got our new filter installed and tagged. And so we'll go ahead and remove the drop tarp here, and it's time to go ahead and put fluid in it. Alright, so here's the plug, and here's the O-ring that I was talking about. I don't see any cracks, but it definitely looks like it's stretched. We're going to go ahead and put a new one on and clean up this plug real good. Alright guys, fun part, we'll go ahead and put some oil on it. Okay, we'll do it from this side for a little bit. Okay, so this is the type of stuff I do for a living. So I am located north of Sacramento, California. I'd like to get some more business up in this area, up in the foothills. Maybe you know somebody, maybe you're in the area and you need some work on your equipment. Shoot a message to me. So I like the compact tractors. I do work on some of the heavier equipment like the John Deere 210 skip loaders and stuff, lawnmowers, let's see, like lawnmowers and riding garden tractors, all that stuff. So yeah, that's what we do. So I put probably about 1.5 gallons in there. I'm gonna let that settle down. I'm gonna check for leaks down below, and we'll get her topped off to where it's supposed to be. All right, everything's looking good down there. Let's just sit, and I think I'm gonna have to do this way. Put a little bit more in it. Okay, about there. Go ahead and check the dipstick to see where we're at. Alright, we are right at the top of the full mark. So let's go ahead and get the plug back in. Let's start it up, let it run for a little bit, and then we'll check it again and see if we need to add some more. Alright, let's start her up and let her run for a little bit and see what happens. Woohoo! Alright, so that resolved that issue. Before, none of the hydraulics would work. Tell you what, steering was the other issue. I think it resolved it. Let's check. Cool. Yeah, before it would just sit there and turn and the wheels wouldn't turn over. So that issue resolved. Let's take a look at the fluid level one more time. All right. So yeah, we are right at the add mark. So let's go ahead and add some fluid to it. Okay, let's try right about there. See where we're at. All right, we're right where we need to be. I did add a new O-ring to this. When I took the old one off, I did see that it did have cracks. So that's probably where the moisture got in out. So it's the most logical place. Okay, that's good. Okay, so fluid's done. I like to run it around a little bit, so I think that's the next step. All right, and there we have it. We've done a fluid flush for the transmission hydraulic unit on this unit. Um, Back to working. So great. Thanks for coming along. If you haven't already, subscribe, leave comments, questions. Love to hear from you. Thank you. RB Tracking.